So the first thing to do, or the first thing that I did, have done so far, about the process of getting rid of tinnitus is to understand your brain and your reactions and the things that you do. And the first part is really to understand neuroplasticity. And you may have heard of this before, or you may not have heard of this before, and you may believe in it and you may not believe in it, and you might name it something different. But ultimately, neuroplasticity or plasticity is talking about the fact that we continuously change. And when it comes to neuroplasticity, it talks about the brain being able to continuously change. And so what does that mean? It means that our brain continuously changes pathways and maps, that we call it. So we create maps for anything that we do. So for example, if I push a button consistently with my index finger, I'm creating a map and a pathway for the index finger to be that particular finger that pushes that button. Yes, we can push that button with all the other fingers, but where it's more becoming automatic with the index finger because we've created a pathway for it. So we could create a new map for like using the middle finger. It just would take some time and just getting used to it, and it's like teaching yourself how to write with the left hand. If you just put enough effort into it, you will be able to do it. I mean, if you're right-handed and you use the left hand, right? Okay, so pathways. We create pathways. There's this really amazing story in this book that I'm reading. I believe the book is called The Brain That Heals Itself, The Brain That Cures Itself. And it talks about this researcher who's really awesome about plasticity and things like that. But before he even understood that neuroplasticity existed, something happened to his father. His father had a stroke. And usually when people have a stroke, they lose a lot of bodily functions. And so his father lost the bodily function of being able to walk and I think even speak. I mean, it was just a lot of things that he lost. So the researcher's brother, who was a teacher, decided to spend time with their father, and teach the father how to walk again. And so, you have to create a pathway, a map. And so instead of teaching the dad or trying to just have him walk instantly, clearly he lost that ability. He started to teach him how to, crawl again, how to pull himself up, and then eventually how to walk again. And so after a year, he got better. He was able to walk and able to do lectures because he was a teacher himself as well. So that's pretty amazing to have a stroke and then be able to walk again. But it doesn't just happen, right? It happened after a year. A year is still amazing, but it didn't just happen. It happened with a lot of work, a lot of effort. Definitely read the book if you want, because it really talks about scientific reasons of why the brain is plastic. So anyway, the most awesome part about it was when the father did eventually die, not because of a stroke, but later on, the researcher's friend, there was some friend who is who does autopsies, I can't think of that word, actually did the autopsy on the researcher's dad. And so while the individual did the autopsy, she eventually called him up and was like, I really have to show you something, you have to come here. And the researcher was like, oh, this is really weird to see my dad like dissected and things like that, but he went. And so she was like, oh my god, like it's crazy. So the area where the father had the motor skill of walking was still completely destroyed. And so what they believed at first was that maybe he just healed that particular area. But after they realized, and after they did the autopsy, they realized that part was still destroyed. It didn't heal itself. But what the brain did is it created a different pathway. It used other parts of the brain to create that particular motor skill again. So that means that our brain is multifunctional. It is plastic. You can do anything. Like your brain can do anything, honestly. And so how does tinnitus come into that? I know you're probably like, why? So tinnitus is something that when we have the initial event of tinnitus, whether it comes from medicine or like a loud noise exposure or stress, which it was for me, you have this event that's just traumatizing and crazy, and you hear everything, and you hear just all of the sound, and what you're doing at that moment is you're, you know, like you have that sound, and instead of just letting your body heal, because that's what your body can do, your body can just heal, instead of doing that, you're creating pathways for tinnitus. So you're now reacting to it, you're crying about it, you are stressing out about it, you're making your adrenal glands go crazy, you're making, you know, like everything is just starting to destroy itself, because the more cortisol you have, the more you destroy your body. And so you're creating eventually a place for tinnitus to just infect your brain. So your ear might be healed already, but your brain is now like, whoa, tinnitus is now part of me. So you're creating a pathway, a map for the brain. You're letting it move in. And so what the first part, because there's many other things that we have to do, but the first part in getting better is to understand that, first of all, you will get better because your brain is awesome and your body is awesome. Your body can heal itself and your brain can heal itself. No matter whether it's in your brain or whether it's in your ear or whether it's in your adrenal glands or whether it's in your liver, like the, you know, Chinese medicine talks about. Like, your body will heal itself if you allow it to heal yourself. And if you continuously provide cortisol and stress and all this stuff, it won't be able to heal itself because it's trying to deal with the stress. And so, as I said, the first part is to understand this and to really let go. And I know it's hard to let go because I am in the same place. It's very difficult. It's just like, wow, this thing is destroying my life. I can't even function. But it's been 7 days of me deciding, fuck you, tinnitus, I don't care. I am not gonna let you continuously live in my body, and I'm gonna get rid of you. And I felt better, for sure. I have not felt stressed out. It's still there, it's still ringing, it's right now, it's, you know, it's there, but I can't let it control my life, and I'm relaxed about it, and I know I will get better. I know 100% I will get better. And that's the part, that's all part of the brain. You have to understand that that your body heals. You have to understand that the brain heals. You have to understand that stress is bad, which I know that you probably already do understand, but you have to stop the stress. No matter what you need to do, you have to stop it. Take a bath, take a cold shower, you know, go meditate, walk outside, like do something you really love. I know right now it's actually coronavirus time, so it's really hard to go out and do anything. So that's even harder. But you have to just let go of the stress and understand it's going to get better. It will get better, 100%. I know it will get better. And I'm on day 7, and it's, you know, there's like, I still have my tinnitus, but I am more relaxed about it, which now I'm not giving it as much power. I'm doing a lot of research about it, which probably is kind of like you shouldn't really give it attention, but I'm doing research that makes me understand I'm gonna get better. I'm not researching, and I'm not talking, and I'm not on any forums that make me feel miserable about it. I'm not, if somebody says it's not fixable, I don't believe it. If somebody says that there's no cure, I'm not gonna believe it. And so, because there's so many people who got better, and I know that I can get better, and I know I will get better, and there's no question that I will get better. And so I'm going to document the fact that I am going to get better. And the first part was definitely understanding that I will get better, that my brain can do anything, and that my ears can do anything, and my body parts can do anything. It's that. There's many other things, so follow me if you want to. Follow me for the purpose of just tracking my progress. Follow me for, you know, understanding how to fix yourself, because I'm going to fix myself. And so follow me if you want to, or just look at somebody called Julian Cowan Hill. He's awesome. And then just look at somebody, he's called Liam Stops Tinnitus. And those two people can help you with a lot of information. I will give you a lot of information about it as well. But if you don't want to follow me, follow those two, because you're going to get better.